Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream. If you are tuning in now, or have been sitting here for a little bit, we are actually going to get started. My name is Devin, or the Lucky Six, or the Duck, or whatever you want to call me. I am gonna be the DM for this campaign. The campaign is called Death from Beyond. The party does not know really what that's for yet, so I'm not going to say it. But we are doing the 0 session for Group 2. Group 2 consists of some of my friends. You will see their little tokens on screen in the top right. That is the name of their character. When they talk, it will light up, say, "Hey, Kara."
Hello.
And that is Kara. And Kara can introduce herself now.
That's me. I'm Kara, also known as the creature, the opossum, emo possum. I am your local resident trash creature.
And you are playing?
And I am playing, do you want me to say, like...
Just the name.
Species? Okay.
Just
and I am playing Fax.
Alrighty. And then we have Sam.
I am Sam. I don't really know what to say about myself. Devin will probably chime in and say, "Oh, she plays FF14." So that's something that you know about me now. And I play Lilith.
And then we have Zach.
Hello, my name is Zach. Interesting thing about me is that I'll be a guest here for today, and I'll be playing the character Kip.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have, last but not least, Colin.
Hello, I'm Colin. I'm playing Zeskar. I'm a guy. I'm just a dude.
I'm just a dude. Alright, but those are all our players and their characters. They will get an actual description once we start. Like I said, this is the 0 session, and it's acting as a test for the stream. We do have another group of players, another 3-man that's already done their 0 session. There were some newer players in that group, and I did not want to bog them down with learning how I run the game by also doing a stream at the same time. This group is people that I've played with extensively, except Zach. Zach is new, but he is, again, a guest player, so he will not be here for all the sessions. But I trust this group to kind of understand how I run already. And, you know, other than that, I think we're ready to get into it. So, we are on the lovely continent of Marithus, on the planet of Rithnia, which is my homebrew setting and where the campaign will be taking place. The party finds themselves beginning their adventure in the Fangwild. The Fangwild sits on the right half of the continent, which was once divided by a literal mountain range that kept it from humanity as a whole. That mountain range, due to events in the timeline, has recently crumbled and has suffered extensive damage. And the Fangwild itself is more than a territory, but a growing force that threatens to kind of like kudzu vine spread out and consume everything around it. Things like natural borders and magical forests and rivers were previously holding it back, but that mountain range unfortunately has now fallen, and gaps have been marked in it, and now the Fangwild threatens once again to stretch out. Though that is only a background detail to where we actually begin our campaign, which is south of the Divini Forest. It is a magical location where time and magic move strangely. You could expect fey creatures there. The orc people, the Bestia, which are our resident animal race, travel through there frequently. But again, we focus down even farther to the edge of a bloody conflict. Our party, traveling all separately and unbeknownst to each other, is soon to make contact with the same threat. And we first focus our attention on Fax. Fax,
Hello.
you have been traveling south from Callan, which is the city of the once great Hunters of the Dark Moon Guild. Unfortunately, with the recent laws that have passed, that guild has been shut down, mainly because even though it was in the Fang Wild, it was a branch of a main guild on the kind of mortal humanity side. And you had been there for personal reasons, training, just kind of soaking up the memories of the past, and are now setting out because you've reached you've been given some unfortunate news that a father figure and an actual father to you has passed away. And I will simply read the newspaper that reached many people's ears not too long ago. Bad news, Boogar, on Solus, the first of Lumos. That is a month and a date. So it's 4/13/1412. Tragedy strikes the town of Pinnex today, as one of the last great heroes was discovered dead this morning. The retired hero Crunch, the Iron Shipbreaker, his wife Lulu, and 2 children were discovered dead this morning in what appears to have been a targeted murder. Authorities of the Crown are investigating the scene as you read this paper and have assured locals those responsible will be caught. The last 2 known surviving members of the Hunters of the Dark Moon, Kordain, the Guiding Light, and Kow, the General of Invention, teleported into town this morning and will be holding a gathering in a few weeks on Pinnex's dock. Invitations are being sent out to friends, family, and students of the deceased. After receiving this letter and reading this in the news that your father was unfortunately dead, you have began your journey to Pinnex. You know that you have roughly a month and a half to get there, and you've set out on your trek. And as you've traveled through, you've passed through the wildlands of the Fang Wild, you've traversed the Divini Forest, and you've just recently breached its tree line when something starts to prickle at your senses. The smell of blood. You take a few more steps from the tree line, and you can see smatterings in the foliage, on the ground, in the dirt. And you suddenly hear an intense coughing noise, and the shushing of a gentle voice. If you could describe your character for me, Kara.
All right. So Fax is an interesting blend of 2 species from the IDS. He is half Draken and half Oni. So he has a predominantly humanoid appearance, a humanoid face. He is quite tall, standing about 6'5", if you don't count the more fleshy Oni-style horns that protrude from his forehead. He has sort of a facial crest and scales on the bridge of his nose, his forehead, and other areas on his body that are iridescent. They sort of shimmer in and out of this realm. His right arm, as well as a long, skinny tail, appear to be made out of a ghostly blue ether, like they too are not part of this world. He has a pale pinkish hue to his skin, and solid black hair and eyes. He is wearing what looks to be an acrobat's catsuit, as well as an aerial silk, a long piece of stretchy fabric that is wrapped around him in a similar way to when a sari is fashioned with pants, essentially. It's like he's wearing baggy pants with a rectangle of fabric sort of tossed over his shoulder, creating a half cape effect. He is approaching cautiously but with interest.
And Fax is our resident bard. I don't remember if that was
Fax
specifically
is a bard.
stated, but he's our resident bard. And you're kind of approaching this cautiously, and you move up to this little...
You're cutting out, Devin.
Oh, I'm cutting out. How about now? Good?
Better, yep.
Okay, so you move up to this bush line, and you peer through it, and what you see is a wounded man, a horrible gash torn across his stomach, leaning up against the bark of a tree, and what appears to be a robed female figure kind of kneeling down beside of him. not really treating him, but kind of looking him over and kind of shushing him gently. We, of course, would be referring to Lilith. Lilith, you set out from Niat, the great undead capital of the Fangwild, home to the Dullen, a vampire race, and you set out on your journey for your own personal reasons. But you also have traveled in this kind of hooked line that once again led you through the Divinity Forest. And you arrived here not too long ago, and you've already inspected this man. You know that you lack the ability to heal his wounds. The cut is deep within his organs and his stomach, and you know that he has not long for this world. You are simply calming him to try and pull the information that he's trying to give you through his pained breaths. He's trying to tell you something, but the strain in his voice is kind of making it hard for him, and the blood that's coming out of his mouth. So you're kind of trying to calm him a bit to kind of get him to give you that information that he so desperately wants to. And you can hear the crack of sticks and twigs as you do have a high enough passive perception that you do look over and see a strange figure peering at you through the bushes. If you'd like to describe Lilith.
Yes, Lilith is a Dolan woman, which is sort of a vampiric race, but she appears to be human. She's a small, slender woman who is well endowed with black hair, violet eyes, and a heart-shaped face. And she is wearing what resembles a nun's habit in white with green accents and gold trimmings.
And she is our resident
Cleric.
Correct. You hear the cracking of these limbs as Fax approaches. They are not trying to be super stealthy. They are just kind of trying to see what's going on with this noise. And you turn to see them kind of investigating you.
What exactly is going on here?
I don't know. I just came across this man and he's not doing so well. I don't think he has much longer. He's trying to tell me something. What is it?
The man chokes on his blood a little bit more, and he's been fumbling on the right side of his belt, but he just doesn't have the strength, it seems, to undo some type of leather container that's on the side. And he's just kind of pointing at it and, trying to hold his stomach, and he's
Fax will... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, Fax will come to the man's side and sort of brace him and reach for the thing he's reaching for. See if he can help him.
You kind of undo this buckle, and he was struggling to pull it out. He didn't have enough leverage. Could you pull out this kind of long leather tube that was affixed to the back of his belt, kind of where it could sit there and bobble without kind of disrupting movement? And you pull out this long leather circular tube. It looks like maybe a scroll case or a map case of some sort. And he just... other side of the blockade. They need the information. And you see the light fade from his vision.
Fax will gently lay him on the ground.
Lilith says a small prayer over his corpse.
As you lay him down, he comes up with one more spurt. We wounded bird woman. And
Bird
he
woman?
once again falls unconscious. This noise, though, is a little louder. And we look a little bit off from the party, off into the bushwork. There is another strange figure pillaging a corpse. And we find a reptilian man. Zeskar, you kind of toss this scout over from the Queen's Guard. His clothing is obvious to you, and you flip him on his back, and you pull the scroll case off the back of him. And you kind of undo it and check it, and it's empty. And you're hoping to find information that would be useful for your travels, maybe a maps that maybe the Queen's Guard were carrying to help you get to your destination. But unfortunately, this man does not seem to be carrying anything useful. You do suddenly hear the mumbled voices through the bushes of several figures talking, and then the last spurts of a dying man.
All right.
If you'd
do
like to
you
describe
want
your
me-
character, yeah.
Awesome. I am Zeskar. I am an Axel. I'm slightly different than standard Axel. I'm more raptor-like in appearance instead of huge and enormous. I'm a 6'2" in the hunched raptor position, as everyone knows from any dinosaur movie ever. You see him with a darker green skin tone, with accents of black or darker brown around him, orange eyes, and he's covered in a skull-like headdress with some adorning jewelry on it and around his neck, and then just very basic, leather bracers and pieces of leather around his thighs and the back of the bridge and tail where the spine connect. Um,
And he is our resident
Barbarian.
barbarian.
Yippee.
He's a dinosaur boy. I don't think there's a good D&D equivalent, but yeah, he's basically a dinosaur person from Middle Earth, or the where King Kong kind of vibe, second surface, the underground, second world.
To
yeah,
be clear,
like that.
are we seeing Zeskar now?
You do not. He hears
Okay.
you, but you have not seen him yet. He's a little bit off in the bushes.
I am going to toss away
Thank you,
the
Citri.
empty case. I'm gonna look him over, and then I'm gonna take a bite out of him.
Mhm.
Have a little nibble, and then I'm going to slowly start making my way towards the noises I see. I'm not attempting to make myself known, but I do want to approach it, trying to get a better.
So, are you actually being stealthy?
Yes, I am.
Let me get a stealth check from you. First roll of your guys' session. Oof. Those raptor feet, unfortunately, are not playing in your favor. As you do kind of approach one of the bushes, you kind of part the tree almost cinematically, and a little twig drops, and you immediately step on it, and a loud crunch happens. And again, your both of the other two people, your attention snaps. He is shadowed by the foliage around him, so you can only see these two piercing, yellowish, orange eyes that seem to be just watching you, thinking that he's relatively hidden other than that noise.
Fax will turn around and he gives a glance to Lilith. Just get behind me.
She gets behind Fax.
Because he looks ahead to where he knows Zeskar is hiding. He has a dagger drawn. Show yourself.
Do I see a rolled up case, scroll case like I did on the last body?
I would
Or
imagine
in
that
fact-
Fax
in
maybe
general?
is holding it, yeah.
It is in Fax's hand along with the hilt of his dagger.
As you say, show yourself, and Zeskar, you start to process this information. Another figure breaks the tree line, both of his hands up. And Zach, if you'd like to describe your character, you were kind of patiently watching, and then you thought they were looking at you, but they really weren't, and you just kind of come out like, okay, you got me.
Almost immediately, there's this individual who will pop out from the tree line. Who's like, "Okay, all right, you got me, you caught me. Yes, you're very perceptive. You've seen me. Yes."
If you'd like to describe Pip, yeah.
Yes, of course. The individual you see come out from the tree line is very peculiar looking. You'll see something that seems like an almost amoeboid-like shape that's been fashioned to that of a basically somewhat tallish human. Maybe around 6 foot or so. There doesn't appear to be any real defining features aside from the somewhat matte, somewhat glossy golden sheen of this ooze. There appears to be some things floating around inside of him, and he does seem to be wearing some rather interesting clothes. It could only really truly be described as maybe someone from academia. He has like this nice vest on, he has like this plaid shirt underneath it, a little bow tie, some nice shorts and things. It looks as if like a slime had decided to impersonate perhaps maybe a growing schoolboy, perhaps? However, in contrast to this, along a belt side, you'll see there's an array of various liquids, powders, and other strange accoutrements here that definitely don't look very safe. Even so, he will say, "Okay, all right, you caught me. I was snooping. I won't lie. Hello, yes. Just no need for violence, please. Pretty please."
His head turns like solid 45 degrees away from where he was looking, deadpan, guard completely dropped from what he was actually worried about. What?
I wasn't responsible for any of this, you know. I was just looking. I was curious about all of this. It's, you know.
What? Why? What's going on?
I would like to know that too.
Frankly, I'd like to know too, actually.
Well, you were the one snooping. What were you snooping on?
Oh, you know, it's just to come across someone who seemingly might be dying, and then you see some people working on them, and, you know, curiosity is piqued, and you're wondering, what happened here? What are they trying to help with? It's, you know, just, wondering what happened. Because I was on my way to something else very important, and you know how things are. He just kind of says, like, gesturing wildly. He has this habit of talking, and, like, you can see, like, the head moving a bit as if there's supposed to be a mouth talking, but there's no, like, orifice. Kind of weird.
Yeah. Now, Devin, is this race well represented in Berithia? Like,
an Oozoid would be quite strange and rare. Mainly, they're gonna come about either through an accident, an experiment, or rarely like a mitosis-like duplication of an actual slime or Oozoid. But to clarify, Pip, the name of his character, is our guest artificer, and he is an Oozoid, which is like a slime person. He's vaguely humanoid shaped.
Yes,
but
it's Kip, by the way.
It's
Kip.
Kip. Yeah.
What did I say?
Kip, thank you.
You said Pip.
Pip? Yeah, no, it is what it is.
Yeah, I let it go the first time, but then I was concerned.
Yeah, thank you. Zeskar, you do seem, you see the map case that you desire, and it seems like maybe it does hold what you want based on the way that this draconic Oni is kind of holding the weight of it with a little bit of a sag. And you seem to have also somehow slipped their attention momentarily as this weird figure seems to be distracting them.
Lilith turns to Vax, who's like, "Have you ever seen anything like that before?"
No, he's like, his expression is just so perplexed. Like, this thing is foul to him.
There's no need for me to be upset. I promise I'm not violent or anything, and I'm actually quite intelligent if my speech is anything to go off of. You know.
Not to be rude, but what are you?
Oh, yes, the more specifics. Well, you see, I am what is known as an Oozoid, an individual that would be considered a slime person in layman terms, if you will. Specifically, I'm a firmoid species, which means I uphold this form and mostly stay this way as well. I don't exactly sloosh and goosh like some of my other contemporaries might.
I've heard enough. Enough.
Lilith kind of looks at Fax and just, with her eyes large, just like, okay.
Zeskar, are you doing anything now? I know
I'm
you're probably
digging.
waiting for a moment, so...
Yeah, I'm digging through my little pack, and I'm gonna pull out a ration,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna throw it out of the bush is that I'm in front of this tall, ugly-looking dude that's holding the case that I want. And as I toss it, I'm gonna say, trade.
So just like an
As-
underhand toss as this ration flies out of the bushes and lands in front of you, Fax.
Alerted suddenly to, again, the thing he was actually concerned about, Fax is on guard again, but he looks down at the ration. He looks at the glowing eyes in the bush. Trade what? What do you want?
Trade. Hand.
Hey.
Not sharp.
Fax looks at his hands, which his hands themselves are sharp. He has long curved claws. And he looks very confused. I cannot give you my hand, nor can I make it unsharp.
What is the map holder? I'm assuming leather, right?
Yeah, it's a leather case. Your language would be a little better than this, by the way. Just
a little better. Okay.
You can do
We're
you
feeling
can
it
you can
out.
do
We're
more.
feeling it out.
You were properly trained as a part of your backstory, so you would know some common. You probably just don't know like more advanced words or maybe like, specific difficult words to define, very specific things, like things that maybe don't translate too well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. We're feeling
Landmarks,
it out.
leather, materials, those kind of stuff you would definitely know.
Trade. Leather case.
He looks at the thing in his hand. And then he looks to Lilith, because she was here first, so I guess she should have a say.
Lilith will shrug. She doesn't really have much tie going on with what happened other than seeing the man pass away, so she just gives a little nod.
Fax thinks about it. You can see him sort of like tipping the map case back and forth, or the scroll case back and forth. He looks to the bushes again. What's so important about it?
Need map.
So there's a map in here?
A map to what?
The map of the area.
Yes.
See, I don't trust that. You shouldn't give him the map.
So, I mean, if this map is so important that it's worth goring an old man over, maybe I want it.
Deskar, your thoughts are coming to, and you know that you didn't do this kill, and you didn't do the kill in the bushes. You're following a trail of death. You are not the cause of it, and you think of the threat that is Gruul, the Cleaver, and you look at this group of stragglers, and you know that this small group will easily be slaughtered should they pursue it.
You are in much danger from Horde, the warband. I need the map. I've offered food and trade. Will you give me the map?
As Fax's expression sort of hardens, he looks at the ration, and at the same time as he kicks it back towards Zeskar, he also offers the map. I don't want your rations. Get out of here.
Are you tossing me the map, or are you holding it out for me to walk up to you?
I like
He's holding it out. He's offering it. He is not tossing it.
You would definitely have to leave your bushes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get up from my fully crouched position and stand at my, what do you call it? Resting height?
Yeah.
I don't want to say
just
like that. Seems
just standing height.
regular. All right. And then I'm gonna slowly walk out of the bushes, and then I'm gonna head towards the ration first. I'm gonna pick that up and put it in my bag, and then go out and
I'll need a history check from everybody.
Alrighty. I'm
You
not
got
good
it.
at that.
Except,
Me neither.
except
Facts got a
doesn't-
0.
For me.
Facts got a 0.
Mm, mm.
Oh, 14.
That's awesome, actually.
Lilith
19.
and Lilith mainly, you recognize this race specifically, being that of an Axel. Once again, to both the audience and your minds, come the concept that roughly a year ago, the Axel emerged from the destroyed Dragon Shelf after many years after the Dragon War. So, and they don't seem to have any specific dragon allegiance, but they kind of came from the underground of Dragon Shelf and began pouring out into the surrounding areas and basically killing and conquering everything around them. They had no care for politics, no care for communication. They simply killed, took, and slowly pushed their borders through the forces of war bands. These are small to medium to sometimes huge groups of Axel that work in a guerrilla warfare and planned strategy to just kill everything in an area and then occupy it. This figure, though, as you look over him, bears no immediate threat to you. No weapon drawn, no savagery on his clothes, no indication that he's exerted from any type of recent conflict. And he doesn't look like the standard kind of tall, muscular, humanoid shaped Axel that normally lead groups of Axel, generals of sorts. And he just appears to be a lone figure. But you take the map, Zeskar, undoing it and checking it in. There is a map inside, but it's one that you're all too familiar with. Routes of recent raids that you're familiar with. General locations of camps that you have frequented. It's information about Dragon Shelf, and it doesn't really point you much farther than Dry Dock. You don't have a good vision of where your destination is from this map.
All right, I'm gonna look over the map. I'm gonna scoff at it, and then I'm gonna look up and ask, "Do you have a better map?"
Excuse me? That wasn't even my map.
Do you have a better map?
Does Fax have a map?
Yeah, you've been traveling quite a bit. Yeah, you probably have a rough map of the continent, especially from circus stuff. You've plotted out stops. Yeah, you probably do. It's not the most detailed, but it's probably a rough outline of the entire continent and notes that you've made, however detailed.
He would reach into his bag and pull out sort of a folded up many times written over piece of parchment and sort of just hold that out to Zeskar. Decide for yourself if it's better.
I'm gonna take the map. I'm gonna look over it, and then I'm gonna look back at Fax. I'm assuming Axel have had bards before, right? It's like not universal to culture stuff.
It would be, in this case, you would probably have people that are like drummers who their job is to basically motivate troops and inspire them. They would carry these large war drums and beat them with bones. You wouldn't immediately recognize Fax based on their appearance as a bard.
Are you well traveled?
As Fax considers the question,
They're pretty well traveled.
I consider myself so.
What about you, pale lady?
This is the first time I've left my home city, so no.
I'm gonna look at the tall, shiny, and slick, I guess. And you?
Oh, well, I'm not exactly well-traveled, but I'm very well-read. I was well-traveled at one point. Kind of a whole thing, so don't worry about it. But the answer's no, probably.
Where is Hero Crunch? And I point at the map and I hand it back to Fax.
Fax sort of snatches it back. Why do you want to know?
Need find Hero Crunch.
For
Personal
what purpose?
assistance.
With
Killing.
what?
Axel Warband leader.
As Fax takes a breath, his shoulders sort of deflate. I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Explain.
Crunch is dead.
He's gonna curse in Undercommon.
You hear this very sharp, like almost like miniature, like spitting hiss just kind of comes off Zeskar's lips, or what the closest thing that he has.
Fax sort of just bitterly looks away.
As you look to the side, though, you do see this trail of blood and bodies seems to stretch on closer towards the direction that you know Dry Dock to be. And as your gaze kind of starts counting fallen people, most of them are guards of the Queen. You've seen them before. The Rose Guard, the Royal Roses, the Queen's Guard, the Royal Army. They go by many names, but always with some. They always are almost attached to this concept of queens and roses. And you know, Queen Zeldera is, you know, pretty proud of her army that she forced to be made. So you can see that their corpses are littered further along the trail, but avian bodies, also humanoid, white feathered with this kind of tan and orange markings, also start to intermingle farther down. And something about your gaze on the horizon, you hear in the distance the loud roar of victory, rage, a beast, a man. It's hard to tell, but this roar echoes out from the forest, and you see the birds in the distance scatter.
Would I be able to recognize that sound?
Oh yes, that is the roar of an axle. Sounds familiar as well.
Awesome. You see Zeskar's face turns towards the noise, and as alien as a dinosaur with emotions looks, you can very clearly see panic on his face. And you see tension in his body, and he looks at this eclectic group of freaks, these alien humanoids, and he goes, "Run. We must flee." And he's gonna slowly start backing away towards away from the noise, towards the tree line.
Fax knows he was going in that direction, does not like the idea of something an Axel is scared of, but still clearly recognizes. So he is going to follow Zeskar's lead.
Yeah, and to clarify for people, Zeskar is, you know, he's from like I said, the center of the earth earlier. The Axel people have only been basically on the surface world for maybe a year. So when he describes things as alien to him, it's that his people live in like a very different society, and it is the world around him is literally alien. He like common is not one of his standard languages. He kind of speaks common because of his training, but like undercommon in this setting is different than D&D, but the world is alien to him. So when he describes people as strange, ugly, freakish, it's from his dinosaur perspective.
Yes.
Yes. I clarify for listener.
Yes.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure that Kip doesn't want to exactly be left out here on the trail alone if there's roars of horrible things in the distance. I think he's just going to just be like, okay, you know what? I'm a part of this group now. Sure, safety in numbers. Why not? They, at least, don't attack me directly. This is great. And he'll just kind of slide over to the other quiet person. Like, hi, hello, my name is Kip. It's nice to meet you. Do you mind if I tag along? I don't want to be here by myself.
I'm getting the heck out of here. And
Okay.
Lilith follows Fax. Also, can I just say, have you noticed that Colin tends to play characters that find mammalian creatures curious and unusual?
Yeah. I think he just likes reptiles, yeah.
I think he just likes dinosaurs, man.
He just likes dinosaurs. Nothing wrong with it.
Big lizards, cool, man.
Hey,
But Zeskar, you lead everyone in kind of a big arc through some of the tree line to get away from this noise. Yeah, immediately. And you don't feel like you're being pursued or that whatever that force is moving away from it. But as you kind of arc in a direction, you find yourselves almost drawn to that conflict. And you hear many of these shouts and roars as you move through the forest line, trying not to be on the main path. Or some of you know, I would say probably specifically Fax in this case. You're aware that Dry Dock is kind of a border town. Its design is to kind of filter who is coming from the Fangwild into the Trespass Treaties, which is kind of the mortal realm, basically, where all the humanoids and like regular people kind of races live. And there is specifically a blockade that's set up. That is like to prevent any Axel warbands from getting through to Dry Dock and basically having that as a territory that they control. Zeskar, you are aware there is a blockade in the way, though you don't know exactly where. And obviously, like we talked about, you are aware that Gruul's forces are specifically on a raid towards that blockade. So you can only imagine that your main crossing point into the Trespass Treaties, you don't know that that's what it's called, but into the mortal realm, is beyond that blockade. And if anything, right now, if the plan went properly, they are quite distracted.
I would like to pull out the map that the Royal Guard had initially as well. And I'm gonna look down there. Does it have any information that's not blatantly obvious? That's like, obviously there was a fight here, obviously there was a fight there, like that I know about. Is there any information on it that I don't have knowledge of?
Give me a survival or an investigation check.
Both terrible.
You look over this map and you can see that there are some type of chicken scratch in some language you can't read. There's these notes on the map. You can see drawn out locations where you know there to be Axel camps, and even an indicator of where a blockade is and where a couple of the Queen's troops were set up. But as you're kind of looking over the map, this like fuzziness is coming through in the corners through the light, and you flip it over, and on the back of the map there's just this scrawling of maybe is some language you can't read. There's just notes there, and you're like, it's kind of useless for your dinosaur eyes.
How tall did you say Fax was?
Fax is right around 6'5" if you do not include the horns. If you do include the horns, he's close to 7 feet.
Okay, well, I'll look at generally eye level to Fax, and I'm gonna hand the map back, and you read this.
Fax looks really annoyed, but looks at the map. Can he read it?
Yeah, it's written in common. It's on the front of the map. There are notes in regards to the position of different enemy formations, troops, soldiers. On the back, details an account of an attack on a group of soldiers. It appears to have been written quite hastily and very recently. They describe a large, dark red axle wielding some type of bloody weapon to easily slaughter a entire group of guards alone. No company with them, but the sounds of other Axel in the distance seems that he was at the back of the group, almost like a flank watcher, and giving orders. And there are notes along the bottom that says, "Whoever finds this, please deliver it to any high-ranking member of the Queen's Guard as soon as you can." We are
And-
currently set to meet in Pinnex in a month and a half.
Right. Gathering my thoughts for a moment.
Mhm.
Fax. He's looking at the map. He is obviously reading the map. He then silently hands it back to Zeskar.
And it's strange because you haven't been to Pinnex in a while, but it seems based on this note that there is a organized military meeting there, and you're wondering why, especially
In a
close
month and
after
a half.
so close after the death of Crunch.
Interesting.
Lilith turns to Fax and says, "What did it say? What's written on it?" And then she turns to Zeskar, "And where are you leading us? What is this? What are we running from? It's just... Why do you need this map? What's going on?"
Fax does not answer. He looks at Zeskar.
Start over. You gotta slow.
Sorry.
Surface language is difficult for me.
All right, I'll try to go slower this time.
Ask one at a time. I answer as you ask.
What are we running from?
Gruel the Cleaver.
Who's
Axel Warband.
General.
What word? General. Not leader, but important.
Would he happen
Oh.
to be large and red?
Is he large and red?
He is large and red and wielding a large bloody weapon.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure. I don't remember you telling me what he looked like.
You would know that
yeah.
he's the one who should be out here doing the things that he's doing, so yeah.
I'm gonna whip out my little map before I shut up with these guys. I'm gonna point, hold up to the other map like I'm a salesperson.
Yeah.
I'm standing there with my map and then the other map side by side. Gruel the Cleaver is assaulting. I'm gonna look back at the map we got off the Royal Guard. Dry dock.
Yeah, that's apparent.
Next question.
Where are you leading us?
Closer to dry dock, farther from Gruel the Cleaver, in between both. But away from Gruel the
Why-
Cleaver.
Is Gruel the one you wanted Crunch to kill?
Yes, no? Yes.
He raises an eyebrow.
Yes. Piece of shit. No, not him in particular. Not
Who did
reason
you-
for initial search for Hero Crunch.
So was Gruel responsible for the dead people we saw on the road?
Probably.
Right.
Wasn't me.
And
I eat my kills.
You eat them?
Next question.
Are you not part of a war band?
Was. No longer.
Why?
Runway, not right word. Flee with honor.
You ran
In
away.
search of revenge.
Oh.
The mortal word that floats on your mind's common speakers is like defector.
Hold on. I'm gonna point at the pale lady. You look smart. What's word for run away from army? War band.
I would generally just say run away.
I think there's a better word. Useless. I'm gonna point at the slime.
Oh, well, you see, there's several words. You could be a deserter. You could be a traitor. Oh, okay, great.
That one. I
First
knew
try.
it existed.
An
So essentially you're a deserter because you're seeking revenge on something, right? And you wanted Crunch's help for that.
Exactly. Smart.
Okay. Thank you. I like to think I am.
Not too smart.
Well,
Lilith
then.
is kind of like smiling a little bit and just like, no one's ever called me smart before.
Fax will then relay everything he read off of the other map.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm still standing there with the two maps held
You are.
up.
Yeah, you are.
Answering these questions.
Fax is pointing to each of the things that he read, just reading them off to you as you've now earned enough trust to have an answer.
Under Gruel and Warband. General Warband fine, Gruel kind of shit. If I'm gonna hand the map back, I can't tell them. I don't want to die. But
Nobody does.
That way. I look down at myself. And then I look back up at Fax. And then you just like see the narrowing of eyes. And then I'm gonna tap like my claws against each other and then just like make a look at me.
I'm looking.
Like, and then I point towards like the dead bodies we walked away from. Obviously, I can't give this away. You give it to them. That's what it says, right?
As Fax nods, I am headed to Pinnex anyway.
I'm headed to Pinnex too.
Oh. He turns to look.
I was entrusted on the journey by my goddess, Seraphina. And she kind of like clasps her hands to her chest and looks up and then looks back at Fax like, you mean you know who that is, right?
Ah, right. A holy journey. He sort of gives her a nod, though his expression remains dubious.
The sun seems to shine just a little bit brighter on Lilith.
Well, then you and I have a little bit of a problem, I'm afraid. We need to go through dry dock.
See, like the Oozoid hold up a finger, and it's like, let's see, is that the only way to Pinnex? Because I'm also headed there for a personal reason, so there's no detours or anything. You have to go through dry dock.
Well, there are other ways, but I'm on a time crunch.
I'm going to ignore that pun.
Like the hero.
Yes, like that was the pun. Thank you.
Fax glares at both of you viciously.
Sorry. I can't help myself sometimes. I love wordplay.
You just see Zaskar just like stiffen up and like prepare himself for a fight after being looked at like that.
Fax eventually looks away from him. It was just a quick look. He doesn't have much of a reaction to the square up.
Zaskar's gonna keep squaring up. Like he's not gonna stop for a bit.
Okay. Anyway, the point I wanted to make was that it looks like we might all be trying to go the same direction, right?
It certainly seems that way. Where were you headed? And she motions towards Zeskar, whose name I don't believe she has learned.
No, he hasn't said it.
I haven't said it all.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What's your
None of
name?
you have really introduced yourselves formally. Really.
Yeah, we haven't.
Yeah, we've just been sort of watching them talk a bit and a little terrified to say anything because he's a giant dinosaur man, and frankly, I'm not sure if he's going to eat me or not. But he seems nice now.
Did you say this out loud in character?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay. Slime. Bitter. Stuck in teeth. Unnecessary to eat.
Right, I was actually going to make the same arguments about it would be terrible to try to eat me, but I'm glad you know, big friend. I'm glad you know that.
I think that Zeskar would probably be more familiar with slimes as a whole than the rest of the group, mainly just because where he's lived. So, especially all the tunnels and caves and stuff.
Like shit.
Yeah.
At least everyone I've had.
Acidic.
Surface slime. Taste may be different. Speak later.
Oh yeah, we don't need to have that conversation about how I taste. Trust me, it'll be a moot point. I promise. You know what?
I'm gonna look him dead. I'm gonna look him dead in the. You have eyeballs? You said yes?
No. No.
Or...
There's like the shadow stuff that floats around in him, but otherwise he's kind of featureless on the face.
I'm gonna look at. I assume general facial where I.
Yeah,
head blob.
Yeah, head blob.
The head blob. Yeah, absolutely.
Taste I shall. Consent will be given. And then I'm gonna look back at the pale lady. Searching for Hero Crunch. Hero Crunch dead. Unsure. Hero Crunch has allies?
He might.
I look at the one that obviously has issues with me saying the word crunch.
As Fax, he sort of rubs between his eyebrows. He's like, he was kind of the last of the great heroes, but anyone he knew will be attending the memorial.
Right, which means there's going to be quite the gathering of interesting individuals for his memorial. So there would be quite a few different types of people to meet there, I assume.
Well, I guess.
Right. Lead.
Not...
I follow.
But,
okay,
If
I'm not...
Go ahead, Kara.
I'm not taking an axle with me past the barricade.
He seems like a good Axel, though.
I mean, he has seemed rather polite, if somewhat cautious.
That doesn't mean he's allowed past the barricade.
Why not?
Zeskar, you know that the barricade, your plans were never to go through Dry Dock, but to go around it. So.
Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to see how this plays out. As
go
Colin.
Ahead. Just let it, yeah.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Probably has something to do with the war, I assume, right? Most likely, at least.
I wonder.
I'm just saying, it's just,
Invasion.
Everyone just stops and looks at him.
It's invasion, not war.
It's a war when you're on the receiving end.
I suppose it really just depends on
not, so it's an invasion.
Okay, alright.
I'm gonna pull out my little map, and
how many maps do you have?
It's the same one. It's
Okay.
no, it's the same one that I'm assuming we say we started walking a little bit. I'm going to put it away. Come on now.
He just
I'm
keeps
gonna
putting it
put-
away and pulling it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. There's nothing wrong with that. That seems very productive. Why would I just hold it? My hands wouldn't be free to kill.
Well,
Go ahead.
no, you go.
I'm gonna pull out my map that I had earlier, and then I'm gonna point down towards the south of Dry Dock and say, "No battlefield, transportation from here."
As Fax looks at the map, is he pointing like south of Dry Dock where there's mountains, or still within the mountain pass?
Kind of, but within the pass. So Dry Dock itself does not occupy the full space between that mountain range. It's actually a
Right.
very squarish shaped place. There is a watchtower that's very large and can see for quite a distance. But you could theoretically, if the guards were distracted for some reason, you could slip either side, above or below, if you were organized about it.
So with that information, I'm gonna say battle, sneak around. Simple plan.
You intend to go a little bit south of Dry Dock and sneak around the town entirely. And from there, what? Go across the marshes towards Pinnex, or?
Yes, maybe.
I mean,
Never
It's a
been.
giant swamp.
I'm gonna look back at my map and say,
It basically stops at the river, the split.
exactly. And then I'm gonna point at Dragon Shelf and say, only no Dragon Shelf decent. Anything outside, brand new, child knowledge, mean none.
okay, I have a route to get to Pinnex beyond where your map ends. If you help me avoid the war bands to get around Dry Dock, I will continue to lead you. However, you may not eat innocent humanoids on the way.
What is innocent mean?
Those who do not harm others.
All creatures harm other creatures. Be more specific.
Fax is kind of glaring at him as he's like, so, say, for example, a
You
human.
mean non-combatant?
Yes, yes. Also, you may not go out of your way to engage human combatants if I am leading you.
We sneak by. That obvious.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We agree then.
We agree.
I'm gonna hold your stare as we say that, and then I'm gonna break it off and look at the pale one. I'm gonna point back at Fax. Horned one seems having difficulty communicating.
Fax looks so mad.
Anger apparent. Maybe? What emotion that be? I'm gonna
It's
look back at the slime guy and just go, never mind.
What? What do you mean? What?
Lilith is watching this happen and can feel the tension and is like, right, okay, well, since we're going to be traveling together, how about we introduce one another and become friends? I'm Lilith. I'll start. I'm Lilith. I'm from Neot. I'm a cleric, as I've said. of the goddess Seraphina. That's really all you need to know about me. It's the most important thing about me. And then she turns to Fax and says, "You are?"
I'm Fax. He sort of takes a moment to take a breath.
Fax. That's a lovely name. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself?
No, there's not.
Okay, moving on. She turns to Zeskar and says, "And who might you be?"
Zeskar.
"Hello, Zeskar. It's nice to meet you."
Yes.
"All right." She's just like trying her best.
He's just staring at you like plainly the entire time. His eyes are just deadlocked on yours. He doesn't do the whole like, oh, no eye contact thing. He's just staring you dead in the soul, being like, yes, it's good to meet me.
She's getting like nothing back from either of these people. And so she's just like trying to smile, like keep her composure. She turns to Kip and is like, "And finally, our talkative friend, who might you be?"
Right. My name is Kip Slater, specifically. Nice to meet you. I think. This has been a bit of a stilted conversation so far, but... Yes, I work with sciences as well as also occasionally understanding the world around us. And if you get hurt or anything and don't want to rely on a divine gift, I can help you with that too. I solve lots of problems, actually. But, right, anyway. He kind of like brushes himself off a bit.
Yes, see, and now we all know each other. And now that we know each other, we can all be friends, we can all work together, we can go past Dry Dock, we don't have to go through it. We can go all the way to Pinnex together, and then we can go our separate merry ways.
While everybody's after Zeskar breaks eye contact, he's going to pull out the ration that got tossed back to him. He's going to hand it to Kip. Trade.
Oh, you want... Okay, what do you want then?
I'm going to point at him and just... Consent needed.
No, I'm not letting you eat me for a ration. He like tries to push the ration back to you. He's like, no, I told you, you're not going to bite me or eat me or anything else like that. I'm not being ingested.
Value too low. Understand. Return later.
Return late? Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
As you're talking, somewhat into the tree line continues for, the time that you've been walking. At some point, you do hear the heavy flapping of a avian flying above you. This kind of, you start to hear it slightly in the distance, the flapping of a group of wings coming from the direction of the forest itself towards the sounds of the battle. What are you all doing?
Do I consider that is that a threatening presence, or is that...
You don't know. It's the sound of wings flying above you.
Okay.
You hear
I was just
flying above the tree line.
Okay, I was just clarifying if I was supposed to know what it was or not.
You do remember seeing avian bodies.
Do they look like they're about to land and talk to us?
You can't see them. You can just hear them because they're above the tree line. But you guys are just talking and not exactly well hidden or being quiet.
Lilith is probably standing there listening. She's curious. If she knows, you said that we've seen avian bodies, so we know that it's likely avians. She's receptive to talking to them. And
yeah, they don't seem to be approaching you specifically, more like flying over you to head towards the battlefield.
okay.
But they are passing overhead, like a group of them. And as you kind of sit there listening, they do fly over you, and nobody's talking at the moment, so they just seem to fly over you and keep heading towards the battlefield.
Do we see them?
You see for a moment a flash of white through some of the tree line.
Okay.
Is this the battlefield near Dry Dock?
You're getting closer. There's a blockade that's set out in front of it, so it's not super close to Dry Dock, but it is basically like a checkpoint on the way to it. They wouldn't want them to get all the way to dry dock before they started trying to, bar them out.
Okay, Lilith turns to the group and says, "We all hear that, right?"
Yes, and we
I
saw it
do.
too. Those flying things
Battle
above us.
approaches.
Well, the bodies that were at the site were all the corpses. They were all avians. Maybe we should go and talk to them.
To clarify, an avian is a
Saurus.
bestia of bird variety, essentially.
Basically, they're called saurists, but yes. They're
Okay,
bird
Descartes not
people.
working with this knowledge, so he's just riding it out.
Yes, as Fax sort of looks to Zeskar, they're not going to take kindly to an Axel in our group. I think we should stay out of sight.
Yeah, and I'd say that Kip, you actually specifically know that the this tribe of Saurus do live in the Divini Forest. They're probably protecting it.
I think he'll speak up and then say, "It would certainly seem as though that they're just trying to defend their homeland. It really would be best if we just avoided them for now, especially considering we're traveling with a member of the invading individuals, if you know what I mean." Right.
I agree.
Right. Is there anything that I would know about these creatures that would make it easier for us to hide from them? Like maybe like how they sense or hunt or anything like that?
I mean, they're just bird people, really. They use bows, wind magic. They fly. They fight and behave kind of like bird people. They're humanoid.
Okay.
They have both 4 limbs and 2 wings. So
Okay. Probably best for us if we stick to the sides of the road and use the canopy of trees above us and to make sure that no one actually sees us as easily. We can at least use that minimal cover to protect ourselves.
Well, I'll defer to the group, but I've had plenty of dealings with the Bestia before, and I'm comfortable with them. I know their language, so if you do need to talk to them, you can let me do the talking.
I'm comfortable with them as well, but again, the Axel.
We can just hide him somewhere in the back if we need to talk to them, if we can have enough,
Sauropod in the room.
As Fax sort of is just looking at Zeskar, who is, similar in height to him, but by mass much, much larger. And he looks back at the other two. Hide him?
I mean, he did a pretty good job of hiding earlier. You had almost no idea what he was when he was in that bush, remember?
That is true.
Mm.
We could get him a disguise, like a cloak and a hat.
We would need a very big hat.
I just love that both these guys thinks Fax didn't see me. Oh my god.
You can't see me right now, but I'm miming what Fax is doing, which is like forehead in the palm of his hand, eyes closed really tight, so frustrating.
You guys know about reptoids, which are like a reptile bestia. They're like kind of like saurists are avian bestia. They are generally more person-like, despite being also more reptile-like than just straight up dinosaur. You could maybe convince somebody that he was one, as long as it wasn't Fax the one trying to do it.
I was about to say, I was like, Lilith puts her finger up like in a eureka moment and says, we can try to pass him off as a draken.
I guess he is the same vague shape. He would just be a very large draken, huh?
I can't comment in character because I don't know what this looks like.
Actually, that might work. In fact, I could even help you breathe a little bit of fire, or at least pretend to. So maybe we could do that.
I want to know what Fax is thinking to that suggestion.
Does Lilith say that?
Yes.
As Fax, you see him there's so many gears turning in his brain. He's like, there's something I should perhaps admit.
We're finally
Okay.
learning something about you.
I cannot lie.
Oh, that's good.
Then-
It's honesty is a virtue. It's good to not lie.
No,
You mean
no,
like
I cannot lie.
Oh, like it's a compulsion or something. Like you physically can't.
I can't.
Have you tried?
Okay.
Yes, I've tried.
I was just making sure.
Of course I've
The-
tried.
Are you cursed?
It's less of a curse and more just
Like a rule, like a universal
of-
rule.
it's a rule of my existence, not a curse. It's not something that can be gotten rid of.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. Well, if we're going to be
Why
talking to anyone,
matter?
then
What?
Why
What?
matter? What point tell us?
Wh- if we spoke to the avians and they asked me, what species is that fellow you're traveling with, or is that an axle? I am unable to advocate for something that is untrue.
Pretend no speak, problem solve.
Isn't that
That-
a lie though?
It's not that I can't. I mean, I believe that a lie by omission is a lie. However, the thing that I cannot do is I cannot willfully speak untruth.
okay. So then it's just like he said. Don't say anything, and that's the answer for you. Then
I'm willing
mean-
to try it, but dubious that my silence might draw suspicion.
I mean, honestly, I could talk enough for all four of us. It really wouldn't seem all that strange. I'm no stranger to seeming like that kind of way.
I'm willing to try.
Great. Then, if they ask you something that you can't answer, just look at one of us, and we'll speak for you. How about that?
Hopefully that goes well.
I'm sure it will. I see no downsides to this plan whatsoever.
I see many, but let's proceed.
I was about to say, facts cannot say that.
I'm gonna turn and like flick my tail closer to pale one. Rip.
Yes.
Sash off tail. Can't reach.
You have okay. So you have a sash on your tail that you want me to take off.
Insignia. Remove.
She will look at his tail and find this insignia that's on it and pull it off for him.
Easy enough.
There. Easy enough. Yeah, easy enough.
No
what would you
longer
like me to-
axle. Problem solve.
How are you no longer an axle by this?
No insignia. No longer member of warband. No longer axle threat. Problem solve.
Still,
Well,
Disguise. Work. Maybe.
I know I'm the one who brought up, or one of the people who brought up the disguise plan. And, hopefully it works. But I'm not sure that removing the insignia means that you're no longer part of the warbands. Or that you're no longer an axle.
No longer axle to fleshy ones. Humans. Still
Axel
axle
is your
Zethar.
species, not your affiliation.
You say I look like other species.
oh,
Enough
I
like other
think
species.
I think I get
Exactly.
it. He wants us to disguise him to look like the other species so we can lie about it. So he's taking off his insignia that marks him as part of his warband. I think that's what's going on here. He's still an axle, but we can make him look like not an axle, and that.
Lilith kind of
I
nods.
said
and-
that with less words.
Vex says
Why-
nothing.
It's the Kevin from The Office meme. Why say lot word when few word do trick?
Yeah.
Problem solved. You all,
Uh,
at this point, I'd say probably need to start traveling. You guys are
Yes.
burning quite a bit of time chatting. But I
Yes,
will
let's go.
chime in here.
Do you
Does
wanna-
anyone need a bio break? We're about halfway.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
okay
good.
for right now.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, I want to double check. But yeah, you all begin your march. I imagine you are trying to be stealthy. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
stealth
Yeah.
checks.
Yes, absolutely.
One moment, please.
Need a majority pass on this.
What?
Yeah, it's majority pass.
Go facts.
Yeah, it's all good. We're all good. We're all a majority pass here. Despite Lilith's
20, baby.
tripping over her robes and stuff as she is walking through the forest, you are all carefully proceeding through what is the tree line to some degree, but eventually you'll run out of forest. And you are kind of left to these back paths that are kind of milled about by traders, and you kind of stick to the sides of the main paths to allow yourselves to keep moving. Yep. And you take your time, but it doesn't take long before the sound of fighting catches your attention. It's almost impossible to avoid, as it sits squarely on your route, kind of pinched in. You find yourselves kind of feeling the presence of the natural environment kind of pinching you down into a path. And once again, bodies start to become apparent. Corpses of both Saurus avians and guards, and even the occasional pretty heavily injured Axel. A mixture of colors and palettes, but these large muscular reptiles also intermingle. And you realize that you are getting pretty close to the direct conflict. And because of the direction that you're heading, you'll almost need to find a way through it to go around it. And you can feel that you're drawing pretty close. There is fighting that can be heard in the distance. And the wounds on these soldiers, some of which are not completely dead, but they're quite fresh. And as you kind of all make your way through, you see a avian figure pressed up against a rock. Their posture and the shape of their spine unnatural, and it's clear that they seem to have been broken over this stone and are no longer capable of moving. But their eyes track you as you approach. Their gaze kind of lingers on you, and their head kind of moves slightly. And despite your appearance and strangeness, they whisper to you nonetheless. And you hear a "Psst. Hey, sit over here."
Fax will approach them.
Yeah.
All kind of keeping your low profile, move up to the rock, which in itself is a bit of cover. It's quite large and this kind of dullish black. And they both, or he kind of looks down at your group. Are you with the Queen?
I think.
Yes.
Never mind.
No.
Never mind.
Closes his eyes, resigned to die.
Lilith, I think you should talk to him. You said you would talk to the avian, so go talk to him.
Right. Lilith approaches him and is like, "What is it? You can tell me. It's safe here."
Do you have a bee speech or?
I do. I speak Bestia.
Awesome.
Bestia.
Yeah, you it's just bee speech.
Beast
Or a
speech, okay.
wild tongue, it depends. But you speak to him in his language, or in a language that he understands, and he kind of opens one eye, gazing at you again. No use for Queen soldiers. Just kill me anyway.
Is it possible to heal this guy?
You don't imagine that you can heal his broken spine.
Okay.
But he appears to have been maybe slammed, based on your general medicine knowledge, he appears to have been picked up and slammed on kind of the point of a rock, and that did enough damage to paralyze him, and then he was just left to die. He's not actually too badly cut up or anything. Whoever did this kind of just left him here.
And he said no use for the Queen's guards. Is that what he said?
Yeah, you would know that these Bestia are not generally well associated with the royal army. It was probably more of a trap to ask you that question than him seeking a affirmative answer.
What's the question, though? I'm confused.
He had asked you, "Are you a member of the Queen's, or are you with the Queen?" And you guys said yes, and he was like, "All right, well, I'm not talking to you then."
Okay, I missed that question before.
Yeah, Zeskar spoke up, was like, "Yes," and he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna be quiet then." Your lying did not work out for you. Yes.
Above the table, nobody spoke for a minute, so I figured I'd do something.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Like I didn't understand like above the table what was being said before, so I missed it. And so Lulu says, "My friend was mistaken, or he misspoke. We're not part of the Queen's Guard. We're just traveling adventurers."
You could see why I would struggle to believe that.
I can, but it's the truth. I mean, I'm a cleric. I'm a woman of God or goddess.
You're a healer.
I am a healer.
Fair enough.
I don't think that I can heal your body, though. I'm sorry.
No, not me. His eyes kind of drift off towards the direction of the forest.
Who is it that you need me to heal?
You can see this blood trail kind of leading through the bushwork. And you see his eyes kind of turn back to you. She is I'm not sure the mortal word, but a spiritualist, a mage, a leader of ours. She's injured. Which you do remember, the dying words of that guard was that he injured the big bird or something of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
She is probably not far from us. She's not lost like me.
Then I'll do everything I can to heal her.
Avoid the axle. They are coming through. They are clashing with the Queen's guards, and the battlefield is rough, but...
Thank you for your warning. I'll do everything to find your, the woman you spoke of.
Do me a favor.
Anything.
Kill me.
When he says that, I jump and just bite his fucking head off.
Oh, in a snap motion, you see this blur of green lurch entirely over you, Lilith, as his jaws clamp down, and you just hear the bones cracking of this man as there is no pain in his ending. He is gone instantly.
Ooh.
So, was that meant to be a mercy kill? Or just a hungry kill?
It was pretty quick.
I
don't know.
It looked quick, at least.
Well, actually, I guess I can ask that in character. What the hell was that, Zeskar?
He asked for death. I delivered death and received snack. Win-win.
Unfortunately, this doesn't breach the rules I set, so...
No, I
Correct.
guess not. He did ask for it, and he was going to bleed out a very painful, extended death otherwise, so I suppose this is a mercy.
And he is a
Correct.
combatant.
Correct.
No need to be upset with him, I guess. This is a little shard.
Correct.
Next time, warn a girl or something.
It was rather sudden. You jumped at the chance, like, my goodness, man.
There's an injured woman. Come on.
Yeah.
Right, yes. Let's go find
I
her.
will
Yes.
be doing the same if she requests death.
But we'll try to heal her first.
Yes, we should. We have.
Why? I'm
Because-
gonna start walking away. I don't want to like argue semantics with these guys.
Okay.
Yeah,
I-
let's just go. We should find them before he
The
does.
deed
just
is
in
done.
case.
They can't talk me out of it.
Lilith follows the blood trail that the Davian pointed out to her.
It's pretty easy to follow for a good, number of feet where the blood is still thick and fresh. But it seems that whatever method she was using to try and close the wounds, slowly the amount of blood that's kind of spilled is shrinking, and you're finding it harder and harder to follow this trail. I will need one of you to give me a survival check. Someone else who is proficient can assist you to grant you advantage, but only one of you can make the check.
I'm +3.
Nope. Don't look at me.
Not proficient, +1.
I'm not proficient. I have a +0, sadly.
All right,
So
well,
we-
that's up to you.
Lilith.
+1.
You guys
All right, let's see.
you guys have a number of inspiration equal to 4 because you all start the game with 1. You do not get one every session, but you start the game with 1. So
Mhm.
take
Alright,
that
I'm gonna go ahead
information
and
what
roll.
you will. And I would say so one of you needs to keep track of it because the pool of inspiration that you can have is 5. 3 normal members plus number of proficiency. So 5 is your max.
Well,
Use one.
Yep.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah. You should
Take
use
it.
one.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use it.
Well, that is better.
Sure.
A 13's a pass. You struggle for a moment, mainly just to find where the trail picks up again, but soon enough you do find it, and you keep tracking it into not a clearing, nothing that dramatic, but a small space between the trees, a moment or like an area of respite, and you can see a beautiful, large avian woman. She kind of has this soft bluish white feathers and a heavy kind of tan and blue robe that only it sits over her chest. It's sleeveless, and it stops short, like halfway down her thighs, to allow her kind of bird legs to remain comfortable. She is wounded quite badly, especially with your medicine knowledge. Looking at her, you can see that there is this gash that starts in her right side and travels about halfway to her center, and the robe itself is like torn and damaged, and she is taking 2 fingers and basically strangely stitching herself up, but with no thread or needle. You can hear this like gentle wisping sound, and this little bit of wind is kind of echoing off her fingers, and it looks like she's using a bit of magic to basically twist her own skin together into this like makeshift stitching. And she is biting down with her beak on some like heavy ball of moss almost.
If I used healing word on her, would that heal her?
Yes, she is not destined to die, so to speak, like the other
Okay.
ones.
Lilith approaches her and says, "Here, I can help."
As you
And
kind of breach this line to see her, she lifts up her wing, and you see this bolt of air erupt off of her feathers, and she's going to make an attack against you.
Oh.
You are a random stranger approaching an injured woman. So it's kind of just instinct. She had it ready to go. It's not like a rar. I'll do this roll for it. As a 22 to hit.
yeah, that's gonna hit.
Don't worry, it's not that much damage. You take 8. Well, I take that back. You take 8 points of piercing damage as this bolt of wind flies from her hand and just clips your shoulder, and it just hits some bundle of nerves and hurts.
Oh God!
But as you flinch and you don't seem to be a threat, she immediately is like, she's just frozen. Like she sees the mistake that she made.
Lilith kind of like slumps to the ground because she now has 2 HP left, and holds up a hand. Said, "I was just trying to help you. I was led here by one of the members of your party."
She kind of spits out this ball of moss, and she speaks in a tongue that you understand, but she says, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else.
Who were you expecting?
One of that war band or Queen's Guard, someone to come finish me.
Right. He did say that they're on the way, and we saw signs of them before.
We? Who was with you?
Lilith looks back to the group that she's with.
Your group is hidden. You guys did pass your stealth check, so you're hidden at the moment.
Oh. Well, I just outed them, I guess.
Yeah.
Fax will step out.
Yeah, so we'll Kip. He'll step out and kind of hold his hands up. He's like, no need for violence. We're here to,
The Scar will not step out.
Yeah.
I'm a healer as well.
Are you with the Queen's Guard? You don't look like Axel.
No. We're not with anyone. We're just a group of strangers who are all heading in the same direction, more or less.
Fine. What do you want?
Well, like I said, we stumbled upon someone from your party, and they said that you were injured, so I came to help.
What do you want for the healing? We don't do favors for free in this forest. Surely you need something.
My goddess Seraphina is kind and loving to all, and we do help for free.
You're one of her children?
Yes, I am.
You'll be too soft to be useful. What about you? She points to you, Fax.
Fax. What about
She switches
me?
to common. Yeah, I'm sorry. She does. She starts switching, seeing your group now. She switches to common. Where are your loyalties?
They are to myself and my family.
And you can heal?
I can heal.
Well, you may figure it out amongst yourselves. Which of you wants to heal me, then?
He looks to Lilith and perhaps you heal her, who I have no allegiance to or desire to help, and I heal you as you're badly hurt.
Lilith nods. We can do that.
Fax nods.
Do you have cure
No.
wounds, or do you want to do healing word?
I only have healing word prepared.
Fax is doing a cure wounds.
Gotcha.
Let's see. Do I need to roll for healing word?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know because.
Oh, she's got health.
Oh, nice.
What is the word that you say to heal her?
Be well. Those are 2 words.
She seems annoyed at the prayer as it comes, and even though she feels a warmth and her wounds do stitch closed a bit more, doesn't seem to quite take to Seraphina for some reason.
Fax's healing is a little bit different. He places a hand on Lilith's shoulder, like his material hand, but it is actually his ethereal hand that he uses to heal the ghost hand, sort of like phasing into your shoulder blade a little bit as he touches your back.
Oh,
This weird chilling feeling kind of pierces and dulls the pain. It is replaced by a strange cold, like a super strong icy pack.
Lilith is definitely thinking that was an interesting experience, but the matter at hand is probably the avian woman and not the chilling hand that can be talked about later.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Fax.
That
and
hit looked nearly fatal.
She got me real bad. I can't lie. It hurt. Lilith.
Avian woman kind of stands up now. You do see that she is probably about 7 or 8 feet tall, standing. She is quite this kind of large, beautiful, like, she gives off this strange aura about her that the wind around her seems to not exactly touch her. It almost kind of breezes around her form, and the forest around her is quiet. And you feel like she's probably a pretty important and or powerful member of this Saurist group. I should go and fight. Once again, I thank you.
You're welcome.
Before you go, do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the area? We're traveling through here and trying to get by safely.
I'd recommend you leave the forest then, as you are not welcome.
Right.
That is the plan.
Do you have any things in particular that we should avoid, or any advice for that? We do want to leave, just so you know, if you could just help us find the exit faster.
If you are capable, you can move to the forest's edge and hop in the river. But do your best to move opposite of the direction I'm going. There is a large Axel. He wields a cruel weapon, and his tactics are underhanded at best. But he is further down this path. You would encounter him should you be heading towards the blockade or attempting to get past Dry Dock.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's good to know. Thank you very much.
I will be heading my way there. You don't seem dissuaded from the danger.
Well, we were, hoping to utilize a little bit of subterfuge, if you will, to sneak past all the fighting and chaos. We don't exactly want to deal with whatever Axel threat you're trying to fight right now.
I imagine that the Royal Guard is also on a tight guard right now. They might not let you through simply because of the conflict around them. There is a man named Doral the Giant. He is a royal, I don't know, supervisor general. I'm not quite sure their ranking system. But he is the one that controls the blockade. I imagine he is currently in contest against that Axel figure. So you may have trouble getting through Dry Dock.
I see. It's a good thing we don't plan to actually go there then.
Thank you for the information.
Have you seen any of my men? Other than the
just
one you spoke of?
No, other than him, no, we've not. Not really.
Would the bodies at the beginning of the session have been her men, likely?
Yes.
They seem to be in a general similar appearance to her, yeah.
Lilith will say, well, we did see those men a while back when we first met. We have seen some of your men, I believe.
I fear reinforcements will not be enough to dissuade both Royal and Axel to leave our forest. How are you all in a fight?
I know how to stay out of a fight and throw things at people, if that's what you mean.
week. And you, Dragonborn?
I assume that's facts.
Yes.
I'm not formidable, but I am trained.
Think you could clean up a few Axel?
Maybe one or two.
I fear this soft Seraphina woman is likely to be a hindrance on our battlefield. Their kind is often pacifists or zealots.
I don't care. She travels with us.
And what of your reptoid ally in the bushes?
Oh shit.
Fight.
You seem of the stance of a warrior, is what the wind tells me. You are quite large. I'd be... You may even be an Axel yourself. Are you a threat to me?
No.
Good enough. If you plan to travel to Dry Dock or even past it, you will have to go through the blockade. It's designed that way. The forest will hug you on the left and the right, and the path will be hazardous at best, and there's no telling what traps have been placed by the Royal Guards. I can lead you to the front line and do my best to help you get through it if you'd like. I imagine that should be a fair recompense for the healing.
If that's the quickest path, I welcome it.
It is, in a way, the safest and the most dangerous.
My concern is speed, not safety.
Oh, yes, it is the fastest. I doubt your kind will make it very far in the forest. There are things worse than the sorest in there.
Max gives her a tight smile.
What say you, child of the Divine One? Are you any good in a fight?
Yes, Seraphina grants me the power to fight as well as heal. I tend to use those powers to fight wrongdoers, but I am good in a fight, yes.
What of your own power, not reliant on your goddess?
Lilith kind of looks uncomfortable at that question and says, yes, I'm good in a fight.
Fair enough. Well, I shall I shall head your group then, and we shall waltz through this forest like the fairies. And you see she kind of waves her hand, and the trees just seem to unnaturally shape and part.
Somebody who's been talking to her for a minute should ask for her name.
I was just about to ask her name.
Go for it.
I was going to say she sounds important.
What's your name?
I am Yoreti, the Wind Sage. I'm a
Can you
Saurus
spell it?
priestess. It is Yeretti. Yoreti, the Wind Sage. She also
Yoreti.
mentioned Doral, the giant, who is one of the Royal Guard. He is Doral. And then Zeskar has mentioned him a couple times, but Gruul the Cleaver is Gruel. That appears to be the large red axle.
All right, thank you.
No problem. But you see, she seems to be in control of the wind in this forest, and with a wave of her hand, the trees... it's almost like your vision extends more than the trees itself them move, and it's almost like the path was there all along. And it's not a paved path, or, not covered in bush and twig, but it is almost like a mostly straight line that kind of winds further along the trail. And she picks up a staff from the ground and just begins walking down it with confidence.
Max follows.
Same.
All right, let's take you to the actual map. Please place yourself at the top of the map.
Zero, get off my desk.
You begin your march, the slow, controlled walk through this thin forest path. You do feel like the forest is not an obstacle to you, and you are able to move through it quite swiftly. And eventually, the forest breaks onto the main path again, which she just kind of walks down openly. She's not trying to be stealthy. She's not hiding her appearance. Large as she is, it might be difficult. But she just moves with this strange confidence and stillness and quiet. And she walks down the path till eventually you can hear the clash of weapons and soldiers. And not too far out of off your distance, and definitely within visual range, you start to see a group of these Saurus, these avians, in direct combat with Axel, which are basically, they're pushing from the direction that you're coming, so you're kind of coming into the back of the fight. And the Saurus are kind of in the middle, and then on the opposite side is a blockade of guards and soldiers. You see no appearance of the large red Axel with any cruel weapon that you were expecting, but slightly farther past the blockade, you do see a strange figure barking orders to the guards. He is wearing this kind of modified plate armor. It looks like a piece of plate armor that he has turned into almost a breastplate. So it is definitely large and bulky on the chest. And it kind of is sculpted in a way that makes him look like he's, kind of like a Roman armor where he's got like muscles built into it. He has bare arms that are covered in a few stray cuts and scars. He's wearing very plain gauntlets that start right about halfway up the forearm, and no type of gloves or anything, so his hands are exposed. He's wearing this like skirt of metal and leather with bare legs underneath, and then these kind of very short greaves. And he almost looks like a Roman soldier for some reason. His head is adorned in a simple metal helmet, no plume, no decoration. And it's strange to see that when he's barking his orders, you can swear that he's flexing his arms a little too extra for the motions that he needs to do, pointing with a long, extended finger and arm. He's kind of flexing his arms. He's doing these dramatic poses, and he looks more like a showman than a warrior. But the guards around him seem to respect his orders and are actively engaging the Saurus in front of them, one of which appears to be of a higher station and is currently blasting a hole through a guard's stomach with just a spear of wind. And as that happens, your slimish ally feels a fear that he was not expecting to. And he was, good at avoiding fights, not exactly being in them. And as you turn back, you can see that he has at least temporarily abandoned your group. Kip did need to step away after 2 hours, but you see no mention of your slimy ally as he has skulked away somewhere out of danger. And you find yourselves standing at the edge of a battlefield. Is there anything you are doing? Yeah, before we roll initiative. Is this supposed to be
a black screen?
Yeah, I'm
Devin told you to put your token on the map.
At the top of the map. I got you.
Me
I got
neither.
you. I got you. I got you.
I do need it.
You're good.
I actually do need to mention that I actually do need to get going here in just a minute. I had something come up that So.
Yeah, you told us. That's why I disappeared.
That's why you were shirked off the map.
I know. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that everything was cool. I was just like,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Thank you for the invitation, and I hope to see you guys again soon.
Yep.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Y'all have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
All right, so any preparation you guys are doing before we roll initiative, and I will also put your priestess on the map. You can see that she is huge. She's a little bit more white than that, but yeah.
Okay. Let me think for a second. I think the only thing Fax would perhaps want to do is take some cover.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, and we'll see if you can get that before we are engaging into this combat.
10.
That is not going to be enough. I'm sorry. You are starting to move into the cover that you want, but you're not quick enough. It's kind of like a preparatory action. You're not quite into the fight yet, so...
Fair.
Any spells that need to be cast, like, I don't know if people have protection spells or preparatory spells, just giving you that opportunity. If not...
I'm a level 1 barbarian, man. I ain't got jack.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. I only
No
have
jack,
one spell slot
no
now,
diddly,
so-
and no
All right.
SWAT.
Well, let me get a initiative check then. I will...
We gotta do popcorn, man.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder, sir.
Good reminder.
For those of you listening, we are doing you cannot see the map, mainly because this is mainly audio. We will do our best to describe things. The map that you're looking at, that they're looking at, is not beautiful anyway. It's a mid-level map that I made. We will be doing a popcorn initiative, basically as a test, as a part of the zero session anyway. I don't know if the full campaign will use it. That's what we're testing it out now. I forgot to do it in my other zero session. It'd be aight. All right, so let me get rid of these that are not in your group, and I will add a turn. All right, I'm just going to get my sheets open real quick for me, so I have everything I need. Initiative roll from... You ready? She got a fucking DX. Add a turn for the Axel.
Don't mind me opening up Lucky's Ledger of Leniencies to refresh myself on Popcorn Initiative.
Yep. Well, we'll start out by seeing who rolled the highest, same as normal. So far, I'm not rolling good, so... Nope, never mind. There's somebody who rolled good. The battle will start with the Wind Sage calling out to her people, "I have returned! These are my allies! Protect them as you would me! We must stop these forces and remove them from our forests." And you see the birds not even breaking their attention from who they are kind of locked in combat with. They are ready to go. They are giving you maybe a side glance in between swings and deflections to get a quick read on your appearance. Some of them seem slightly confused when they gaze upon Zeskar, what is, in comparison to his allies, or his previous allies, very obviously a Axel. There are other Axel around, and some of them kind of look like him. So it is pretty much like a, that guy doesn't match, but sure. I hope that she's not about to get stabbed in the back. And I apologize, there is just a decent number of creatures on the board, but that is fine because they are not all your enemies. So, top of the order, the Flexor himself is going to be first. You see that he notices the arrival of these new figures in the combat, and he kind of calls out, "Oh, my men! I need you to also slay those guys. Please push back these bird people, and we shall kill the dinosaurs, and then we will kill them. No one is allowed in the mortal areas of the trespass treaties. Go!" And he flexes. And
Ew.
his allies around him, emboldened by their strange leader, are going to use their reaction to go ahead and move up to their speed. And kind of get themselves in better positions. The soldiers maintain the initiative now, and he points to his man, and he says, "Kill that weird bird guy!" And this soldier is going to take that opportunity to make an attack. He's going to natural 20. He is going to draw his spear after sprinting up under his commander's order and stab the impressive-looking bird. Doing only 7 damage, he kind of shoves it under one of his wings and into the armor slot. And the Birdman flinches, but maintains appearance. They will pass it up. Can I get one of you to roll me a d4, please? As they are going to give it to either the birds or to you guys. Even number you, birds, odd. Odd. They give it to the birds. That guy then takes the moment to riposte and is just going to basically blast a wind hole into the center mass of this guard, attempting to, kill his attacker. We will do 2 attacks. The injury apparently that he sustained was too bad, and he unfortunately misses both. He's going to pass it to his leader. She is going to take her staff and stab it into the ground, and all of you feel this rush of wind come off of her, and all of your speeds are increased by 10 feet.
Whoa.
Nice.
And she says, "You may fight or you may run, but I have helped you either way." And she is going to soar up to the first axle and basically get around him to allow somebody to flank. And she will then pass it to your group. So, whoever you'd like to go, may go.
Does anyone want it?
I was gonna
Okay.
say Zeskar Barbarian go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I
That's.
was
I
thinking the same
figured we
thing.
were gonna do that.
Yeah.
Before we make any decisions, before I lock us into a decision with my actions, do we wish to flee, or do we wish to stay, fight, or fight, flee, and just roll with the punches? How are we doing this? I don't want to make a decision that'll railroad the group into a specific action without asking.
There's a
for
lot of
opinions.
members on the field.
I-
Doing a quick survey, you don't know if this is a winnable fight. Though you could
Exactly.
certainly
Personally-
sway it.
I personally am thinking a flee fight, heavy on the flee.
Hit and run?
I presume that Zeskar is going to want to do some murder, and I don't want to take that away from him. I think Fax's priority
I'll
is.
make a swipe and walk away. I'm willing to do that.
I think Fax's priority is getting to the other side of the battlefield, but he also wouldn't leave anyone behind.
I'm gonna fix your thing, Sam. Just go.
Uh,
I'll just cut this off. There you go. Now you can probably see.
this is maybe a dumb question. Who are the bad guys on the map? The ones with the red circle?
The ones that aren't
Hooded.
birds.
Yeah, the black hooded ones.
Whether you think that
Placeholder.
the Royal Army is a threat or not is up to you, but they seem intent on killing you based on that weird guy's voice.
Yes, their leader did just command them to kill us.
Yeah, to clarify, there are 3 factions in play currently.
There are currently 3
yeah,
factions. The Axle,
bird
the
people,
Avians, and the Guards.
bird people are bird people tokens. Guards who want to kill us are
Yeah,
guards, and
I-
Axel are.
Shadow.
I
people.
wasn't zoomed in far enough to see the bird features. It looks like a guy wearing a helmet.
I
Mhm.
think we maybe kill the Axel and then dip.
I have no opinions on who dies. Fax is just on the move.
Okay, Sam,
Um,
how do you feel? Tell us how you feel.
yeah, I'm good with your idea of killing the axle and dipping.
Yeah, Fax
And
will
we'll play it by ear.
Fax
Yeah,
will
we'll
work
see.
to support and protect as he moves, but he's not a high damage output character.
Yeah, and I only have 1 spell slot, as does Fax. Actually, do you have 2 spell slots, Kara?
I used Cure Wounds.
Yeah, so you have 1 left. That's what I
Yes.
thought. Yeah, we
You guys can try to slip by, and if I can get a quick kill, I get a quick kill. If not, so be it. I have 45 feet of movement now. I can run away.
All right. Well, ball's in your court.
Awesome.
Zeskar, it's your turn.
I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet in front of this Axel, flanking with. You're ready.
You ready?
I am, in fact, going to bonus action rage.
And then describe how that works for you. I know we talked about your spiritual rage.
So you just see him gain more muscle mass, and his posture straightens up just a bit. And he starts standing up to his full uncrouched height. So he's no longer in like a hunched over raptor way. He's standing up more like the traditional Axel you've seen, and he's now up to his like full height at 7'7". He basically gained 1.5 feet of height from posture wise. He's gonna charge in and make a swing and
You have advantage. You have advantage because you're flanking.
That's also so true. It doesn't matter. That's
No!
I rolled a
That's
1
a natural
and then
1
a
and a
2.
natural 2. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, a fat swing and a fat miss.
you have inspirations in the chamber. If you re-roll all the rolls. I believe so.
So it's
yeah. It's up
I
to
don't
you.
want to yoink it. We got 3 more.
You have people that can give more as well.
That's so
Fax
true.
and
So
maybe
can
Lilith.
I. No, I can
Yeah.
give more as well if I get fucked up. I'm taking it. I hope you guys are okay with that.
Do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Natural 20.
That one.
There you go.
There we go.
Heck yeah. All right.
So you kind of stumble for a bit, lifting your weapon over your head, but using that fall, you fall forward with way more effort and just slam the weapon into him. Want to roll that crit damage?
Yeah, so it's just another D12.
And that
or is it
one
max?
blow, no, there's a crit damage button, so you got to click.
Am I?
You already did. I think you did.
Did it come automatically?
Actually, no, you rolled max damage. So yeah, roll another. Yeah, he's dead either way. You kind of fall forward with the weight of this great axe, and it catches him right in the shoulder and just cleans all the way through, like down through his pelvis, and he is immediately disposed of. He is
20. Okay, I will move. I've used 20 feet of my movement.
Mhm.
I will use some more of my movement. 25, 30, 35, and end my turn in front of this Axel.
And he turns to you and he's like, "Brother, what are you doing?"
Die. And I will end my turn in front of him.
If you have movement, you could set your allies up for a better flank if they were getting closer, but that's up to you.
I do, but are you guys gonna flank and attack this guy? Neither of you are meleeers. Correct?
Well, I currently at this exact moment.
I don't know your build. I don't know how to make this.
Fax will come flank to give support. That is something
Fantastic.
that is part of his build strategy.
Awesome. I will recon 5 of those feet. I still have hella movement. I still.
You have the perk though, right? You can flank as long as someone's not within 5 feet of you, right?
I do. I have the pack tactic.
He has like a gang fight thing.
Here we go. I will post it.
Yeah. So you can flank with him as long as you're within 5 feet of his target and not within 5 feet of him. So he can give like 2 different people flanking at the same time.
Cool.
Yeah. So if one of you, I believe, stands on this ping in front of him, his traditional one, and then if one of you stands right there as well, you both get flanking.
Correct.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You could also do here and here. Anyway.
Very true, very true.
End of your turn. Who are you passing it to?
Do either of you want it? Do you have something you're gonna do with it? Do you want to complete the flank, or do we want to popcorn it? I know it's new.
You get 2 turns before you need to swap it.
Okay. Who wants it then?
So unless Sam, you have something you would like to do, my thought was for Fax to move up and give Zeskar a bardic inspiration to hold on to murder the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
All right, you got that.
All right. So with Zeskar clearly going after Axel, that has sort of bolstered Fax's trust in him. So he is going to he's sort of slinking, keeping to the edges, but he will move up into melee with this Axel, and with his action, he will go ahead and just take a swing with his dagger.
That hits.
Oh, right.
Easy enough. You carve through this axle's back as it seems to be trying to converse with your new ally, dealing 6 points of damage. You see that wound does leave him quite injured. He kind of hisses at the pain.
Fax is almost panting, not from the effort of driving his dagger in, but just the shock of being the one stabbing something for once. For he looks at Zeskar. Finish him off. And you have a bardic inspiration.
You can whenever you fail a D20 test within the next hour, you roll it. So you don't have to roll it. You roll it when you fail specifically. And it's any D20 test. And it's a D6. So.
Thank you.
I believe it's a D4 at this level, isn't it?
You have a D. I thought it started at D6.
No, you're right. You're right. I have not played a bard in a very long time.
Yeah.
I had to double check.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so your turn is finished then, and are you passing it to your last ally, or are you passing it to one of the other factions? And you choose which faction in that case.
If you have something you would like to do, Sam, I will gladly pass it to you. My other thought would be to pass it to the
bird people.
I was just going to use the basic attack, so you can pass it to the bird people.
Yeah.
All right. You pass it over. Obviously, the queen has taken her turn, so unfortunately she cannot use it now. But she will point at one of her allies who is going to make their attack against one of the Axel. Just, again, trying to pin him down. An 11 does hit. And again, they are kind of wielding these javelins, which they use for both throwing and stabbing. So they are just kind of poking down. I will say that they will pass it to another one, and they will go ahead and make the attack. That also hits. And some damage. Okay. So they make their attacks. They are going to then pass it back to the guards so that they're not giving anyone any extra economy. And the guards that have not gone, this guy is the one who is also kind of harrowing the other kind of significant looking saurist or avian person is going to kind of continue their assault. Misses. They're going to move up and do another attack. They have advantage on this one. 14 does hit, and I'm just quickly going through this because there's a lot of turns. Another 6 damage. You just see in the distance, you can hear the impacts of blows and blood being spilled as the guards are kind of ganging up on the few avians that are in the kind of lower section of the map. And they're kind of using their superior numbers to their advantage and just repeatedly assaulting the just few stragglers. Your group is kind of the main people fighting the Axel at this point. The rest of them seem to be a little too preoccupied. But it is back to you guys. So, Sam, it is your turn then.
Okay. I'm going to move Lilith.
You have 40 feet of movement.
40 feet of movement. Say 25 feet. Sorry, my computer is moving a little bit.
You're good.
And they seem to have it covered on the one guy because they're both flanking him. I'm going to use flare on the avian that is directly south of.
You're going to use it on the Axel?
I'm sorry, I meant the Axel, not the avian.
Right. Okay, yes. So you kind of gather your magic after moving up, and you fire this bolt of divine energy at the Axel that's kind of being currently locked in combat with one of the avians.
Yes.
Little cheap back shot. Go for it. Roll to hit. That'll hit. Roll for damage. Good damage. This flare up kind of hits him, and you see his skin char, but that char doesn't stop. This kind of light burns out of it, and his whole body kind of, melts in this divine light as his body kind of flares up, and he is dead. Good
Oh, shit.
damage roll.
Nice.
Yeah, the axial forces quickly dropping, leaving the it is your guys is done. You've got all your 3 people. So this bird guy has attacked. This guy has attacked. This guy who is there's only like one more guy left to go, I think, and then it'll be a new round. He is going to do his little melee stab. Misses, so that's great. All right, new round. Still bird people's turn. They are going to give the turn back to the guy who's getting jumped down there. They're like, well, he probably needs to go next. So he is going to once again make his attacks. 14 hits, 23 hits. You see with one blow of his javelin, he spears through the stomach of one of these guards and then just throws him. And the guy just propels off of the spear, lands in a heap in the distance. Second blow, he whips around and he just... Damn, he's rolling good. He talons the throat out of the second guard who's fighting him, dropping them both in one swift attack.
Wow.
And they are both dead. He is slightly injured. He's not doing too bad, but he is going to use his movement to start flying up into the air above this weird flexing guard, whose turn it is next. And the guard's going to say, "Oh, now you have taken out my men. That is not good. Well, now you have to fight me." And he picks up a rock off the ground and he chucks it at the flying bird man, and he's going to use his knockdown ability, which he can do with his item. And that guy's got to make a strength saving throw. He's going to try and knock him out of the air. The avian figure does succeed, so he just kind of like dodges the rock as it flies into the distance past him. And he's like, "Oh, poop!" And he pulls a pistol out of his belt and then tries to shoot him, which he misses. So he like fumbles with it for a second, and he fires off. You know, he kind of flinches as he shoots it. He doesn't seem used to using firearms. They're pretty rare. But the guy easily also dodges that shot. He just kind of, palms it out of the air with a little bit of wind magic, looking slightly annoyed. And he's like, "Go get him!" And the other guard is going to rush up and throw a spear at the axle, which I think also... Nope, that one does hit. The spear successfully plants itself into one of the wings and then falls through, dealing... I think that's max damage. Good throw, random guard. 7 more damage. This guy's looking a little annoyed. He's a little injured now. One of his wings is bleeding, but he's still flying. He still has the aerial advantage. They're going to pass it back to you guys. It is your turn again. 2 birds, 2 guards, 2 of you.
Go,
Dino
man.
How
he's bloodied.
He's real big nasty. All right.
Huh?
I'm gonna leave him. What?
Why is he big nasty?
He's big nasty bleeding out. I don't need to do anything.
Oh, okay. That's not how I describe big people that are wounded, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You do you, Dinosaur Man.
I'm gonna run from him 5, 10, 15,
Gonna
20,
take an opportunity
25.
attack, obviously.
I'll take it.
10 to hit.
That's a miss.
Whiffs.
All right, and
I
I'm
see.
gonna take a chance. Yep, I'm gonna move along. Big swings.
That hits. Easy enough, building up the momentum of the sprint. You let your blade loose on this guy. He was already bloodied. Blade catches him right under the shoulder, cuts his arm off. He just kind of grabs the wound. His shoulder is just pouring out blood as he just falls to the ground, unconscious and soon to be dead. Zeskar is making big work. You now see that the Axel threat has been cleared. The Royal Guard, which you have not engaged in combat with, so take that as a piece of information, is currently battling the remaining avian saurus forces.
Isn't there a bloodied axle directly in front of Fax?
Oh, I forgot about that guy. He's probably soon to be dead, honestly. So you've almost taken out all the actual forces.
I mean, the battle's going pretty well. Do we want to stick around and clear out the map?
I don't want to fight
Can
the
I stop
guy.
before we continue?
Yeah.
Remember, we got the note really early on, the map thing that says, hey, bring this to Pinnex. I'm assuming if we avoid...
That's to aid the human forces.
I get that, but I'm assuming if we avoid killing them now, it's like, hey, we can walk away pretty clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if we finish off the axle, obviously they see us as a threat. They've been commanded to kill us, but if we can escape after that, then it's kind of like, hey, we were just all fighting the same enemy.
If Fax kills any of them, he can't lie about it either.
That's
exactly.
the thing.
That's what I was thinking.
We're about to cross into the human territory, and I don't know if we want to do that as people who are killing human soldiers. That's
a fair point. I agree with you.
I'm just saying, in this specific scenario, I feel like, hey, we've done our part. We've turned the tide of the battle somewhat. We can now skedaddle. That's
Fax is willing to murder Axel. He doesn't really want to kill people.
Hey, I'm cool with disengaging and skedaddling. I think that's
fine.
All right. Well, you have movement, maybe. Yeah.
And so I'm assuming. Can I get a ping on where we're trying to exit stage right?
You can just literally exit stage right.
Opposite end of the map, basically.
I will say, once you guys are ready to flee and you get relatively close to the border, you Baldur's Gate style, you can flee combat.
All right, and we are talking dead south, correct?
No, I mean, you can literally exit anywhere on the edge of the map. That's fine.
Fantastic. I will do so. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's the limit of my movement.
Sounds good. That's pretty close.
Turn.
Who are you passing it to? I'm guessing Fax.
I will be passing it to Fax.
As Fax is looking pissed the hell off, yells after you, I told you to finish him off! And he's gonna stab it again. 12.
I gotta check. 12 hits. Got 11 AC. Oh, no, that's his hit points. He has a 13 AC. Just misses. Sorry. Wrong number.
That's his cruel.
Sorry, it was an accident. You dig the blade in off of his hide, and you got an inspiration if you want to try for it again, but
I'll be real. We should be spending these like crazy because as far as
you have two different people that can replenish them, at least.
If you're
in this group alone or in the totality of the group?
I think you have somebody has the musician feat. That's 2 that they add every time for now. You have somebody who gets inspirations when they roll 1s. You get 1 per short rest when you get bloodied. And you have somebody else that can replenish as well.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not giving you them every session. I'm only giving you them at the beginning, because you guys have plenty of methods to getting them.
I'll take it.
Yeah, just hit him. That'll
16.
hit him. There you go. I'll keep your 6 damage, because that is enough. You dig the blade in, and it starts to glance off his hide. You grab it with your ghost hand and basically twist it sideways, and just jab the wound in, and just cut through that thick hide. And he flinches, and he seems like he's going to turn to make a swipe at you, but he just falls limp. No longer alive.
He's mad. Let's see. He's turning his head, and he's just gonna follow after where Zeskar went.
Hop through the bushes.
Yep. Let's see. So that would be 30 feet. Does he still have the extra 10 from...
Yep.
You ready?
For a whole minute.
Cool. 10.
You can pass it to your ally if you don't care about giving people reactions at this point because you're leaving. So
Yeah.
And should I be following you in the same direction, or can I go north?
you can go north technically, yeah. But before you leave her range, the bird lady is going to make a opportunity attack against you
Shit!
to grab you, but she does not seem to be doing it in a threatening way. If you want to let her grab you, she seems to be trying to stop you just momentarily.
Okay, I'm curious. I want to see if she says something. I'll let it happen.
As you go to turn and flee, she grabs your wrist and kind of locks you in place for a second. And she takes the staff that she's carrying and she puts it in your hand. And she says, "You have done much for our people today. Go. I will see that the rest is done."
Thank you. Good luck. And
You let you go.
I exit stage north.
You exit. Yep, you have enough move. You guys all flee from the battle. We come to the end of combat. And you continue running. And knowing that there is this figure that was not seen on the battlefield. This strange, angry, bestial Axel known as Gruul the Cleaver was not present in this fight. And you know that he alone was behind the rest of his forces and was strong enough to slaughter an entire group of enemies alone. So surely he must be on the warpath, just only ever so slightly behind. So you keep running. And I would like you all to give me your choice of a Dex, Strength, or Constitution saving throw. And the DC for this is going to be 12. I'll just go ahead and tell you it is not very high.
Fax fails.
I don't know why I have advantage, but the first one's a 22.
You were raging, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine.
Well, nice.
You begin this sprint, this flee from combat, and it is very quickly evident that Zeskar is the only one used to this kind of intense running. And it is not too quickly, Zeskar, before your allies taper to a slower pace that you know, if you were in an actual training camp, they would be beaten senseless. But you push that thought away, thinking that these are just regular people and, you know, not trained warriors, and you slow to their pace for a bit. Both Fax and Lilith, you both gain a level of exhaustion as you push yourself to keep this at least light jog before you breach the other side. You've managed to sprint in the chaos, following the side of the mountain to what is the other side of Dry Dock. You can see the ominous guard tower in the distance, kind of, you know, keeping a watchful eye out. But it seems like their attention is currently drawn towards monitoring the fight, which, from what they could have seen, you guys did not engage in any direct combat with avian or guard forces. You simply killed the Axel and then fled. But as you breach the other side, you come to a strange, semi-torn up / abandoned camp. And you hear this weird whining noise around the corner of a bend of this kind of heavy rocks by the mountain. This kind of whimpering almost.
May we investigate it?
You may.
Yeah.
You take a deep breath, tired from the sprint, and you peer your head around the edge to see a strange cart. And affixed to it is a large history check, everybody. History or Arcana check.
Do I want to do -3 or -3?
It's -2 for both.
I
for
feel
me.
like
Oh, holy shit, that was a nat 20.
-3.
Yeah, -3.
Yeah, nat 20s technically don't matter for skill checks, but that's fine. It's a good roll.
I
Good
feel
roll.
like
It was cool, okay.
this is an automatic fail for me, is it not?
No. You can roll.
Okay, you said what checks?
Arcana or history.
God, Fucking magic makes sense. Hey, nat 20.
Yeah, you all kind of look at this and at the same time are struck with this same sense of, oh, it's just a big dog. What you see before you is a Eelhound. It is a large, semi-aquatic four-legged eel creature. This one is quite large in size and seems to be strapped to the front of a mysterious, unoccupied cart. You can see that on the kind of decorative banner that marks the back of it, there is a kind of eel, and it seems that this vehicle has been named Fish.
Interesting.
But this creature
Fact,
seems to be kind of pacing in place and just kind of whimpering and seems kind of annoyed.
Fax will cautiously approach the Eelhound, then look back to Zeskar. Do you have any more rations?
I'm gonna pull one out.
As Fax thinks for a moment and just, do you want to trade or can I take it?
We can talk about trade later. We are in a rush.
Okay. Fax will take the ration and cautiously offer it to the Eelhound.
The thing kind of shakes its like weird fish membrane mane and kind of like shakes its head away from it. It's like, it just kind of tells you no.
Oh, not hungry. Lilith, can you talk to him?
DM, can I talk to him?
Yeah, he speaks. If you can speak like Druidic or Bee speech, Bee speech is technically not a race or language in D&D, but Druidic or whatever is the equivalent. Anything that could talk to animals.
When I took languages, I took Common and Bestia, so...
Bestia would be Wild Tongue, which is a language that is like the common version that they would speak in the Bang Wild. It is not the same as Bee speech, but it's kind of close. So, like the avian races, that is what they would speak. They would not speak Bee speech. I mean, they also would, but that would be like you speak French in France, you speak English in America, but none of those will let you talk to a squirrel.
Gotcha.
So the
so like
you figure he might be able to understand you at least better in that language.
It's like Italian and Spanish.
Sure.
Okay. I approach it and what should I try to say to
it? Ask where its master is. As Fax hands the ration back to Zeskar.
Okay, I approach it and I hold out my hand for it to sniff. Because you said a large dog. That's the vibe.
It's kind of like a large dog, yeah.
Okay, I hold out my hand for it to sniff to show that I'm not a threat.
Its nostrils kind of flare a bit as it kind of, takes in the scent of your hand, but it doesn't seem bothered by you. It's just kind of whining and kind of pawing forward.
So I ask it, "What's wrong? Where's your master?"
It kind of whimpers a bit, kind of tilts its head, confused at the question, but it seems like its attention is mainly focused on getting somewhere forward. And you look out, and you do see that there's like a river there, the end of the Devil's Rapids and starting to split. And it seems like it maybe wants to get in the water.
I've got an idea.
Oh, by all means.
Well, I don't want to swim across that river. Does this cart look like it's made for flotation?
Give me a investigation check. If you have any type of tools that you are proficient in, you can roll with advantage.
I play instruments.
Well, maybe ask your friends if they have any skills and knowledge.
Have calligrapher supplies. I don't think that's going to help.
Does Zeskar even know what a boat is?
Yeah, I mean, he's got water under there.
Okay, I didn't know.
Boats are.
He knows. He has human knowledge as well. He's been here he's got a year's worth of knowledge. There's rivers near the. Yeah.
Zeskar, do you know anything about boats?
It floats.
Do you think this would float?
It's attached to a swimming thing. So probably.
Oh, whatever.
Maybe.
Let's just do it.
In world info, I will post a picture of the Eelhound.
I must
But
look at him.
he's
I must
large.
look upon his glory.
That's
is
cool piece of
glorious.
art. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh, that's cute.
He is a big, kind of
I
a
love him.
lightish blue eel body that has some stubby, almost dog-like arms attached to it, and they have this kind of membrane, like wavy mane almost that comes off of them. I don't know exactly what that's called in fish terminology, but it's like an eel has the little layer on it,
Yeah,
kind of like a
frills.
purplish color, frills. Yeah, but he's basically he's a large sized creature. He's just a large dog eelhound.
Look,
You
he
do see
wants to
that he
go
is
in the-
also wearing a collar.
He wants to go in the water. I don't want to go in the water, but I need to get across the water. So, as he sort of palms the tag of the collar to look at it,
It says dimple on it.
Aw.
dimple,
Dimple, Dimpl, dimple.
dimple. As he
He kind of
looks to see if
turns-
he responds.
Yeah, he turns his head to you.
Want to go for a swim?
He nods.
Uh,
I'm gonna hop on the cart once.
Fax
you gonna-
is
it does
gonna
that.
also
So-
do that.
As you can't hop on the cart really. Two people could sit in the driver's seat, but you make your way to the right side, and you see that almost like an RV, there is like a small step case that leads to a door. Seems pretty sealed tightly, like it's pretty
I'm gonna knock
flat
on the
against
door.
the vehicle. You knock, you get no response.
I'm gonna try to open the door.
It opens.
I'm gonna peek my head inside.
Nobody in there.
I'm gonna stick my head back out.
So you see that Fish is a long and wide cart, custom built by an unknown person. It is a bastion, by the way. You guys have unlocked your group's bastion. The main cabin has 2 stacked bunk beds along the back wall. A small lipped shelf sits opposite of the door on the back right wall. A wide cabinet dominates the top right corner with 2 doors and 2 lower drawers. The top left wall has a single sink with a the storage space below. The storage under the sink has a large metal canteen for liquid and an empty circular slot for an unknown function. You see beside the sink is a long bench with storage underneath. There's your general description so that you don't have to research it.
Is
ask
there
it.
like any sign of struggle or like people try to leave quickly or something? Because it's really weird that there's just this random cart out in the middle of nowhere.
You see that the inside of the cart is well maintained, but not populated by any personal belongings. The camp itself seems abandoned, but it's hard to tell how recently, and there's no sign of struggle in the immediate area. It's almost like whoever this cart belonged to just disappeared. And then you see that along the bottom rim of the cart is this strange rounded set of panels that you can't seem to get to come out.
Anyone know how to drive an eelhound?
Nope.
Can't say I do.
Then I guess I'll try. He hops in the driver's seat.
Fish has been added so that all players can control it. It, for some reason, has like a character block, but also a bastion block. You'll see it when you open it.
I'm gonna get in the back and just sit down.
Yeah, there's 2 stacked bunk beds to lay across. There's this kind of seat and like a window in the top left corner that opens up to the front 2 seats.
I'll sit on the other seat next to Fax.
All right. You both hop into the driver's seat, attempting to grab the reins. Dimple gives you little time as he, seemingly satisfied with having somebody to pull, immediately jerks forward, digs his little claws into the ground, and with surprising ease is able to pull such a large cart. Again, this cart is about 30 by 20. It is quite a massive vehicle. Very strange compared to a lot of carts you might have normally seen. But he seems happy enough to pull it. And he does so directly into the water. Your tires bump on the rocks that make up the shore of this river. But he does not seem to care, and neither do the tires. Pulling you in, he begins his soft float where he kind of dives his head under the water, and it seems the two rods that are connected to the side of his harness seem to actuate down into the water easily, and he seems to be able to swim with enough force to pull your vehicle. And that is where we will end our session.
Yippee!
Nice. Yo, that bastion at the end was a twist.
That's so
I didn't
cool.
expect that. Yeah, holy.
Yeah, I told you you'd like Fish and Dimple, and I gave no context.
You didn't. Yeah.
You're correct. You're correct. I love Fish and Dimple.
Yeah, when you said
Wait.
fish at first, I was like, is that the name of the animal? And then you called it Dimple, and I was like, oh, that's the name of the vehicle.
Yeah, the boat cart. It's this custom designed cart. Seems to have been named Fish for some reason. Like, where you'd see like the name of the vessel like along like a nice banner kind of board. This one seems to have been named Fish.
Hell yeah!
Yay, Dimple!
But yeah, that is
I love Dimple.
that is where we will end our zero session. Your next zero session will be the travel portion, same as the other group. Their first one was kind of getting in the position to travel, and then their second one was the actual traveling itself. You successfully navigated a tenuous relationship and a beneficial relationship at that with the Saurists, the avians. You avoided killing any official royal guards to, other than maybe illegal trespassing. You have not committed any murder against the royal court or, forces of mortals. You slayed some Axel. You got a weird staff. And you are setting off on now your journey to Pinnex.
Yeah, I was about to ask about this.
I think that before we ask about the staff, I think if this was a video game, we got the best possible outcome.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
sure. I think that was pretty good.
Dude, when Devin said opportunity attack, I thought things were about to go south.
Yeah.
On
So
me
did I.
Or her.
The opportunity attack on me where she
On
grabbed me.
Lulu.
Oh,
And
okay, yeah. I had
was-
a feeling, but I was like, nah, she seemed so cool though.
I was like,
I know. Would
Well,
have been a
I
great
was like,
betrayal.
oh wait.
You just killed all her enemies. Now she's going to kill you. Yeah. I could have.
That's totally a thing a Devin enemy would do.
Hey, man. I didn't. But just before we wrap up here, thank you everybody who listened in. Feel free to follow. I hope you enjoyed. We will be back on Saturdays to do this. There's one more zero session next week, and then after that should be the actual first session with the other 3-man group. So there'll be a total of 6 normal players. This is half of the party, so to speak. I kind of divided them up. But yeah, thank you for watching. I think I saw a follow in there. Bleachin? Bleach-TN? I don't know what your name is. But thank you. And thank you everybody for watching. Yeah, I think you all did great. No notes. Good shit. I like the tension of the characters. I like the growing trust. I hope you guys had fun. And
I had a lot of fun.
yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We will talk to you guys, or we will give you some more content next week. Adios. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Bye.